This is part 93 of Gran Turismo 3, and in this episode, we are going back into arcade mode. And, well, so here's the thing, right? Oh, audio cutting out. Sorry. Oh my god. Will it stop? Will it stop doing that in the menu when I'm trying to... Anyway. Super Speedway, Midfield, Smoky Mountains, Swiss Alps. Like, we've already done all of these, right? Arcade mode ending is acquired. Like, everything's there, you know? Everything's there. It's all good. Why is the music being so fucking weird? Anyway. It's because my earbuds are being weird. But anyway, what we have left to do still is we still need to do these time trials here. And these time trials are... These are gonna be tough. I gotta get first. I gotta beat the first place time on every single one of these. And yes, that includes... There's 10 of these, and that includes... I'm not looking forward to that. Anyway, I'm going to let post-commentary kayfabe take it from here because this is the first time I'm ever going to be doing post-commentary on the channel. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to let post-commentary kayfabe take it from here.
Hello, this is post-commentary kayfabe, and this is this is actually my second time doing post-commentary on the channel. I think I can't remember if I said I was doing, if this is the first time. It's actually the second time, because I did post-commentary in an episode of GT1 once. Anyway, that's besides the point. Sorry if it's popping, by the way. I didn't set up my pop filter, so I'm just holding the mic normally. Anyway, this is the first time trial at Midfield Raceway. This one was not too bad. It was... I forgot to list off the time. I'm an idiot. I gotta start focusing more. But no, this one wasn't too bad. This was like... I think this one took me like 2 or 3 tries. Like, it wasn't that long. And like probably like 10 minutes tops to do this. I don't know, probably less actually, because it was like 3 or 4 tries. So yeah, probably less than 10 minutes actually. Yeah. Also, yeah, I already cut the video down and everything. I'm watching the first draft edit as I record the post commentary. But yeah, Lotus Motorsport Elise, Midfield Raceway. As you can see, my best time before this was a 1:25.754. The time to beat was 1:25.553, as you can see on the trophy thing there, and I got it at 1:25.549. So yeah. I beat it by 4 milliseconds. Ooh, foreshadowing. Yeah, I just realized that. Yeah, that's wild. I'll explain at the end what I just realized. If I remember. I'm kind of an idiot. Anyway, time trial, or trial mountain in a Mazda Miata, and I wasn't paying attention again because I'm an idiot, so I don't know what the time to beat is, but I forget. I need to start paying attention to the video while I'm recording the post-commentary. I mean, I am. I'm watching it. I'm looking at it, but, like, I'm talking about other things, and I'm like, see, this is what happens when you're autistic and have ADHD like me, you just it just turns into this. Anyway, this test wasn't too bad either. I can't remember how many tries it took me, but it wasn't too bad. I know there were a few time trials. Did I call it a test? It's a time trial. It's not a license test. But no, there were a few time trials that broke me. I don't think this was one of the ones that broke me. The last one actually didn't break me as hard as I thought it would. It was really it was actually fine. It took me like an hour to get it, multiple tries, but I was definitely a lot more patient with that one. Especially where with that one I was actually getting every single time I finished a run on that one, I trimmed down my time. I was never getting I was never losing to my ghost, you know what I mean, when I was doing that one. But then some of the other ones that really broke me because I would be I would have to it was 147,968 and I beat it by I got 147,670. Another thing that sucks, I'll say that in a bit. Let me finish what I was talking about first. I already forget what I was talking about. The thing about right, some of the time trials breaking me because I was having to restart a bunch, or I was just fucking up, choking on the last turn and getting passed by my ghost, or what, you know what I mean? Anyway. Test 3, Tokyo Route 246 in a Honda. Time trial 3, Tokyo Route 246 in a Honda S2000. Time to beat 202,270. By M. Hasegawa. This one also wasn't too bad. I can't remember how many tries this took me, but this one also wasn't too bad. One thing that sucks, as you saw it activating there, one thing that really sucks about these time trials is having to have the assists on. The stability manager and the traction controller on default full settings for these time trials, and it sucks. And I had to learn how to deal with that and learn how to I had to figure out how to drive these cars in a way that didn't activate the assists, so I didn't lose too much time, or at least didn't activate the assists too hard, you know? Which that took a lot of trial and error to figure out. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about right now. And there it is. I beat that by quite a bit, actually. I don't know if it was almost half a second or over half a second, but it was I don't know. Deep Forest 125 350 by Tima Rossi is the time to beat, and that was an abrupt edit. I'm driving it's a Skyline R34, I think. Yeah, R34 for sure. I think it's a GTR. I wasn't paying attention. I need to start paying attention more, but I think it's a GTR. R34 Skyline GTR. It's definitely an R34. I can tell from the back of my Ghost. Yeah, so I fell behind my Ghost here. This was actually a tough one. This was one that did actually cause me some pain and some heartache when I was doing it. This was one of the ones that broke me, especially where I kept choking and losing to my Ghost. You see that one, two, sorry, I'm yawning. Finally got the overtake. You see that 125.706? I was stuck with that for a while. Yeah, this one was definitely pissing me off when I did it, but I eventually got it right here. I got a 125.247 on it. I also want to point out, some of these time trials I did save state scum on, but I didn't save state scum on any of the successful first place attempts. I save stated on a few time trials where I wasn't necessarily at first place pace yet. Laguna Seca, Viper GTS R Concept 122.718, or was it 716? Did that say 18 or 16? Set 122.716 is the time to beat. But anyway, yeah. Some of these I save stated on, but I didn't load state on any of the final first place runs. Basically, ones where I knew I wasn't on gold pace yet, oh, sorry, I'm yawning again. I'm tired, I'm sorry. So on the ones where I knew I wasn't on gold pace yet, like on those attempts, I would save state so that I wouldn't, like, if I did fuck up and, like, my Ghost passed me or I went off track or something, I wouldn't have to restart from the beginning again. But once I, like, had whittled my time down enough that I knew, like, gold was imminent, I wasn't, like, I was making sure not to save state. The one time I did save state, I'd save stated once on the final time trial, because I thought that the attempt that I was on was not gonna be a gold attempt, but it ended up being the gold attempt. Thankfully I didn't have to load state at all on that run, so I was good. There, we got the gold there. I didn't load state at all on that run, so I was good. Like, I didn't have to load state on that, but I did do a courtesy save state, like, just in case. Because, one, I didn't think it was going to be a gold run. I didn't think I was on gold pace. And two, I got a 122.246 there. And two, it was a hard time trial, and it was a long one. But, if I had known I was on gold pace, I wouldn't have save stated. But I didn't have to load state, so I was golden. yeah, that was the only time that I save stated on a first place run in this, and I did not load that state at all. I paused briefly to save the state, and then I unpaused it and got the gold without loading the state at all. So, like, it was still an like, the only interruption was the pause. I didn't end up actually scumming it. I had the save state, but I didn't have to do the scum behavior. I wasn't paying attention to this before I started it, but this was Apricot Hill in the Castrol Tom Supra. And I can't remember. I wasn't paying attention to this before it started, so I already can't remember what the time to beat was supposed to be, but I know this is the successful attempt, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be in the edit. But yeah, this was one of the ones that actually. Oh, it was 117.447 was the time I was supposed to get. And I got a 117.198 there. But no, that was one of the ones that was breaking me for sure. No wonder it broke me. I was 9 milliseconds off on the closest attempt I had gotten to the gold before that. Fuck. But no, that one was definitely one of the ones that was breaking me. This one, Grand Valley in the Mugen NSX. This one, 148.795 was the time to beat, and I got it first try. I didn't have to retry this one at all. I got this one on the first fucking try. That NSX is a nice car, by the way, and the livery's sick too. Anyway, yeah, I think the reason this one was so easy for me is because I'm so used to Grand Valley by now, and also, like, this car handles really good, too. So it was easy to get the hang of. This was also one of my favorite cars to drive in the game when I was a kid, so I'm very familiar with its handling. And I think that was like, I think those were like the main factors as to why I got this on the first try. I was genuinely scared I was gonna fail there. And there it was. 148.795 was the time to beat. I got a 148.548 first try. On to the next one. Oh god, Swiss Alps in the Impreza rally car. Specifically the rally car, I think that's the prototype. 123.104 was the time to beat. This was the one that really broke me. Yeah, there's the edit. 123.357 was my best time before this. Yeah, that was a trend by this point on that turn. I always lost out on that turn to my Ghost. I kept being slow. Oh, fuck, sorry, voice crack. I kept being slower on that turn than I was on my previous runs every time I retried. But then, like, making up the time in other places whenever I, like, would actually whittle my time down, you know? I fucking hate Swiss Alps. This track is fucking... This is definitely my least favorite rally track, for sure. Like, I like Tahiti Maze more than this. And Tahiti Maze and I have a very complicated relationship. 1:22.855 was my time. And I genuinely believe I got lucky. That was a weird edit because I ended up watching the replay for that. Because I really... And I was like debating saving the Ghost replay to compete against at some point. I ended up not doing it, I think. And then... Yeah, the weird edit before that menu was because I was watching the replay a good chunk of times because I was proud of myself for having finally gotten that time trial done. Tahiti Maze. Time to beat is 1:59.459 in the Lancer Evo rally car. I can't remember which number. I think it's the Evo. I think it's an Evo 7? This is the second to last one. This section was interesting, to say the least. This was also one that took me a while, but it didn't break me as badly as Swiss Alps and Apricot Hill did. Actually, no, scratch that. I think this one broke me worse than Apricot Hill, but not as bad as Swiss Alps. .459.461. So I was literally like 2 milliseconds off. It was 1:59.459 was the time to beat, right? My earbuds are cutting out, but I hope the audio in the video doesn't cut out because of that. I hope that's my actual earbuds and not the audio in the video. No, it's definitely not the audio in the video because once I muted my mic, I turned my earbuds off and I was just I was playing with the speakers. So yeah, it is. So like that. Thankfully, this once my earbuds cutting out isn't gonna reflect in the video audio. Anyway, yeah, I think 1:59.459 was the time to beat, and before this I had a 4:61. So yeah, you definitely see how I could be upset. Being just 2 milliseconds off, you know? Yeah, it was 1:59.459, and I had a 1:59.461, but I beat it with a 1:59.310. And sorry, I zoned out for a second there. On to the final time trial. The complex string one. And the Roof RGT 452. Fuck, what was it? 452-716. Set by Hideo Turismo himself. The one, the only, Kazunori Yamauchi. You gotta beat Kaz at his own game. That was Kaz's vision the whole time. Beat him at his own fucking game. Anyway, it's time for the final time trial here at Complex String. And this track is basically like what would happen if license tests were a circuit. It's like this track is like I don't know how to describe it, but this was a tough one for me, and it took me a while. It didn't break me emotionally, but it did take me a while to get this one. As you can see where my best time was, I had a 4:54.838 before this. And as I already explained earlier, this is the one that I save stated on, but I didn't save state scum because I didn't load the state. I made a splice where I paused to save state, so there is like an awkward splice there that I will point out, but yeah. But yeah, based on that time, I really did not think that I was gonna get it here, the gold. I really did not think this was gonna be a gold run. I'm happy it was though. Okay, this section right here, the loop-de-loops. This was the part that, like, this was definitely the part that had me the most anxious. But yeah, the gradually widening loop-de-loop sweepers. This was the part that had me probably the most anxious the whole time. The whole lap. Especially coming up on the big right-hand sweeper here. This one, there were a few moments where I thought I was gonna go off track. I thought I was gonna not slide off, like slide too wide, but like I thought I was gonna go into the inside grass there because I was like lifting. Oh, there was the awkward save state splice. If you want to pause to double check and look at the top left corner of the screen, so you know I'm not lying, you can see it says state saved to slot 1, not state loaded from slot 1. So I did not load the state. I paused, saved the state, and unpaused, and then I did not load the state. So I spliced to cut out the awkward pause, basically. I don't really know how to describe what I was doing here. I'm just watching and I'm like, I don't know. this turn at the very end here was a turn that I kept like getting passed by my ghost on other attempts. So glad that wasn't the case here. Coming up to the line, I still didn't think it was going to be a gold until I actually crossed it at 4:52.712. And there's the thing I was joking about at the beginning because I beat the first time trial at midfield by 4 milliseconds, and then I beat the final one at complex string by 4 milliseconds. Don't you just love that? Anyway, I gotta hand this back to Past Kai now. Alright, I'm back. Live commentary. I beat Hideo Turismo at his own game by 4 milliseconds. And I made sure, don't worry, I saved my ghost replay so I can load it if I want to come back and try to beat my own time. Try to get like a faster time than that. And I also made sure to capture the replay. I captured it in 2 different angles so that I have the actual replay itself preserved, because I don't think these save as regular watchable replays. I think they only save as ghosts, so, but I made sure that I recorded the replay from 2 different angles so I have it preserved. And yeah, holy shit, we did it. All the time trials are done. I'm gonna save state. And now I also made sure to get screenshots from the replay as well. I made sure to do that, so. And there it is! The Panos. Let's go! Let's go! Not like I'm ever gonna really need to use it, but like, let's go! There. Fuck. Every single time trial has had its original time beaten by me. Holy shit. Okay. Let's go back in here. Day 292, game status 89.8%. Oh right, we wanted to look at the prize car first before we save the game. There it is. In all its glory. Pretty sure I don't already have this anywhere, do I? I do not, no. Alrighty. Damn, okay. That took me like a little over 4 hours actually to get all of those. I don't know how long the cut down edit is gonna be, where it's just the successful attempts, but in total, trying to get all those time trials, it took me like just over 4 hours from start to finish. Whew, that was a little frustrating, but I'm glad we got it done. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.